Tens of thousands march in Paris against anti-Semitism.
Here's a summary of the article.
More than 100,000 people turned out on Sunday to march against anti-Semitism in Paris, after days of bickering by political parties over who should take part and a surge in anti-Semitic incidents across France. Our order of the day today is the total fight against anti-Semitism, which is the opposite of the values of the Republic. Senate Speaker Gerard Larcher, who organized the demonstration with Lower House Speaker Yael Braun-Pivet, told broadcaster LCP before the marchers set off. Paris's police headquarters said 105,000 people had joined the march, while Interior Ministry figures put the nationwide figure at 182,000. Earlier Sunday, thousands of people gathered in major French cities including Lyon, Nice and Strasbourg behind the same slogan as the Paris March, for the Republic, against anti-Semitism. Far-right leader Marine Le Pen, who also encountered protesters as she arrived, declared the march should also serve to stand against Islamic fundamentalism, a pet theme of her anti-immigrant party. Communist leader Fabien Roussel said he would not march alongside the RN. Other left-wing parties as well as youth and rights organizations marched behind a common banner separated from the far right. The march took place a day after several thousand people demonstrated in Paris under the rallying cry, "Stop the massacre in Gaza."
This post received a score of 5,100, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than Paris's police headquarters said 105,000 people had joined the march, while Interior Ministry figures put the nationwide figure at 182,000.
Seems kinda pathetic for a French protest.
France. For you, the day France protested your mistreatment was probably not the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Insert I understood that reference meme.
That seems nice.
And it is. It's a way of showing Jews aren't alone.
Yeah, there's been so much pro-Palestinian stuff lately, it's nice to see a march for the other side too. There are still Jewish hostages that need to be rescued after all. While I think a general ceasefire of dropping missiles on people is practical, Israel shouldn't stop until they get their people back.
Greater than it's nice to see a march for the other side too. Anti-Semitism should be nobody's side. It has nothing to do with helping Palestinians.
You are right, it shouldn't be anybody's side, but it is.
I'm Muslim and I 100% support hating a religion because of the actions of few should not be allowed. I bet that the morons screaming anti-Semites and generalizing the Israeli government as all Jews are the same that cry Islamophobia when others do the same. Good on these protesters, and love to all Jews.
Thank you, cousin.
You're welcome. After all, both Jews and Arabs are Semites.
I remember the Saudi dude that took Hebrew class in my university, to better understand our cousins? Treated our professor like she was his own bubby.
Hopefully this spreads to other European cities.
It may be. We should have a global white flag month or something.
Great to see this.
This isn't a two-sides thing. We can march against anti-Semitism and freeing Palestine, all while being against Hamas? There are much more than two sides. It's one of the most gray conflicts in modern history.
But we don't seem to see much pro-Palestinian and anti-Hamas messaging at the same time. Why is that?
There have been a number of protests in Australian capital cities over the last couple weeks with that exact thing.
We were 100,000. Still, not as much as we should have been. I'm deeply disappointed in my fellow countrymen, women. Edit, no, 100,000 isn't enough. We managed to do around 2 million at the beginning of the year. Usually, marches this big in the capital are 300,000 at least. There were almost no young, late teens to middle 20s, the majority were retired, old people. I'm worried that the younger gen from 99 feet won't retain any lessons. It hasn't been a 100 years and the lack of support is telling.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.